What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more Resident Evil 4 gameplay for you. And today we're going to be talking about the comments that new Resident Evil Rebooted director Zach Cregger recently said. Now, before I get into that, I just want to make this point very clear to someone who might be new to the channel or maybe just haven't heard me say this about the Resident Evil live action movies. I am not a fan of them. To be 100% honest with you guys, of all the live action movies that have released, I have probably seen a combined 10 minutes total of all of them if you put them together in my complete watch time. I do not like hearing the words Resident Evil live action. Because at this point, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head how many live action movies there are, but it's nearing, I believe, 10 at this point, and it's at that point, it's like, they're all terrible. They all look terrible. They all feel terrible. They make me feel embarrassed to watch it. I know some people usually say the first one is the best, and it probably is overall, but I just have absolutely no desire to see them. But I will say this, I will put it to this way. If that movie comes out, if you guys honestly want me to watch it and give a review, I definitely will. Even if it is against my better judgment and not really wanting to see it. But I will do it if you guys honestly want me to, so let me know down below. But let's get into what Mr. Cregger had to say. So basically, he's going to be doing the next live action Resident Evil movie that comes out next year, I believe, in 2026. And he said a comment that's definitely got a few people rolling heads. And basically, he was explaining his approach to the movie. And he said, and I quote, "I'm definitely not trying to be completely obedient to the lore of the games. I'm trying to tell a story that feels authentic to the experience you get when you play the game." End of quote. So, here's the thing. That's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Like, I've heard a lot worse things. But it's when you apply the context to it that you realize how bad that sounds. So, as I said earlier, this is not the first live-action Resident Evil movie. If we are going to do a first ever live-action Resident Evil movie, obviously the big question is, when's it going to take place during the time? And that's where, you might take liberties with a few things. And honestly, I don't have a problem with them taking liberties with a few things. They're going to have to. The problem is this. All the Resident Evil live-action movies have been critically panned. Now, you don't hear anyone bragging, oh, they're so great, they're so good. No. They all look like disasters. They all have been reviewed terribly. People laugh at them a lot of times. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's going to change anytime soon. They're not something that we look at as this is the peak of Resident Evil. No, most people say, yeah, I just want to go back to the games, like yours truly. So having so many failures, at an astounding level, which makes me wonder how do they keep, getting a green light to make these things constantly. I'd figure at this point, okay, you don't have a huge amount of people seeing these movies. I know they technically kind of, I guess, make a little bit of money because they don't cost a lot to make, and maybe that's the secret of it there. But you have to also realize that this isn't something that's going to set the world on fire. So most of your fans who are seeing this movie are diehard fans of the games. So the last thing I would do is say anything that would remotely make them turn heads or kind of piss them off or make go, like, what? And saying that you don't want to be completely beat to the games, I know deep down you probably didn't mean it that way, but it's going to come across that way in terms of, oh, you don't want to follow the games. And maybe you think you can do something better. I'll tell you this right now, you better include a lot of things that are very reminiscent of the games. Because, like, for instance, you've had how many movies, live action movies at this point made to get it right? And you still really can't get it right. As I said, most people will say the first one is overall the best, but as I said, what does that really mean? Like, is that something we're going to be proud of? No. It's like saying, the best bad player is still a bad player, but the best of all the bad players is the best of all the bad players. Like, what are you really saying here? Like, it's not something to, I guess, tip your hat on and be proud of. You would better include so many things, and so many things that they do in these movies. They don't even make any sense. It's like they'll like put something in a movie that's similar or reminiscent of what you see in the games, but it doesn't make any sense with anything else. It's like Resident Evil is not the most overly complex story. It's not a JRPG. It's real simple. Like take the last live action movie. Oh, we're gonna adapt the stories of Resident Evil 1 and 2 together. Why? Just do one of them. Why do you need to cram two in one? That's like, you don't need Resident Evil 1 and 2 in one movie. It's just stupid, and it showed. What is so hard about just having, I don't know, we want to do Resident Evil 1 and we'll just have Chris and Jill enter the mansion, and we'll have them encounter the events, and the game or the movie ends similar to the way the game ends. It doesn't have to be 100% exact like the game, but like at least you get the main parts done. You can have a few liberties or a few things, but they can't even do that right. And the thing I always hear this argument, and it's 100% true, it's sad when I see fan films do a better job of making a Resident Evil short film than actual people that get a huge movie budget. I know it's not a great movie budget, but a lot more than these fan films, and they do a better job. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. And then the thing I always hear, some people will defend the director, but well, I'm a big fan of games. I've played all the games. Good for you. What do you want, a cookie? Wow, you played all the games. I'd hope you play all the games. The fact that you have to specify that makes me more paranoid than ever. It's almost as if you're trying to convince us that you're really a fan of the games. Like, I don't need to tell you I've played tons of Resident Evil games. You can just check out my videos and know, hey, I obviously do. I don't need to brag about it. And I say, oh yeah, I played it. Don't tell me, show me. And when I hear comments like this, it gets a lot of people like, oh boy, here we go again, like CJ from San Andreas. It's like, come on now. How many times? Like, take it like this. Resident Evil 4, it's the most popular and well-known Resident Evil game. I'm going to call it one of the greatest games of all time. If you made a movie on Resident Evil 4, all right, I'm not saying it has to 100% follow every single beat of the game. It's not going to in a 2-hour movie, but you follow the majority of the main beats. The characters act all corny and cheesy and one-liner-ish. The main story is the same. Leon comes in there to rescue Ashley, and he encounters other people, the Ganados, Ada, Sadler, etc., etc. And it follows basically the main beats of the movie. It has the corny moments, the action, the weapons, the knots, other thing, maybe the Easter eggs of older entries and stuff like that. You can't tell me that something simple like that wouldn't at least make the fans smile. It's not going to be some perfect movie that's going to win Oscars and make a lot of money, but it'd do a lot better than everything else they've done. It'd be simple and easy. But they can't even do that right. They got to change everything. No one will be changed like, oh, Ashley, in reality, she was actually a triple agent for the government, and she basically came there to snuck in, and she was working alongside crowds. They do something like stupid like that never happened. But well, that's what we do with taking liberties or something. Or knowing Leon, they'll make him like bald because they made him look completely different in the last live action movie. If I never knew that was Leon, I'll never guess in a million years that's Leon. I don't know what they did with that, but that's, oh, we took liberties with stuff. Yeah, liberties that make absolutely no sense. And once again, it goes why I don't have too much faith in this whole thing. Because how many chances do you need to give? It's like throwing a pass to a receiver 15 times. He catches 1 out of 15. Do you think I want to keep throwing it to him? No, just pull the damn plug at this point. But no, it keeps getting more and more chances. I'll be honest with you. I know they just announced a new mobile Resident Evil game. I'm more interested to I never will because I don't play mobile games, but I'd be more interested in playing that than actually watching this live action movie because I just honestly don't care at this point. But get the gist. I'm not a big fan of hearing this, especially when we put context in the other situations. But as I said, if you guys honestly want me to suffer through it, I guess I will. I'll do a review of it when it comes out next year. And can it at least be decent? Because I'll be honest with you, at this point, I feel like Dino Crisis has a better chance of coming back than me getting a decent live-action Resident Evil movie. Not good, not great, decent live-action Resident Evil movie. Because it's just, man, I don't know how it keeps getting chances. But as I always like to say, that is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. What do you feel about the comments made by the director? Does this make you more optimistic or make you more scared? Or are you just like me saying, I'm just tired of hearing these things get green lighted all the time, wish they just pull the plug on it? Let me know down in the comment section down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.